When it comes to harmful pollution, many people may think of cars or big factories, but they might not consider the harmful effects in their own medicine cabinets. A new study from 17 international scientists found that active pharmaceutical ingredients, the part of our medications that help make them effective, are having increasingly negative effects on animals and ecosystems across the world. The authors are calling on drug makers to design more sustainable products with environmental effects in mind. One of the authors of that study, Karen Kidd, joins us from Ontario, Canada. She is also the Jaroslawski Chair of Environment and Health at McMaster University. Thank you so much for joining us. So how exactly are pollutants from drugs reaching the wildlife habitats, and how widespread is that problem?
Well, this is definitely a global concern for our lakes and rivers. So we've looked for pharmaceuticals in rivers in over 100 countries, and wherever people are taking drugs for their health and well-being, we find them in our rivers and lakes. And it's especially a concern in developing countries or low to middle income countries where they don't have the wastewater treatment that we have in the US or Canada. So that's where we find dozens of different pharmaceuticals, and sometimes they're at levels that can impact wildlife, as you mentioned. So what happens is people are taking all these different drugs to control diseases, disorders, and we don't completely metabolize them. So we excrete them, we flush them down the toilet or wash them down the drain, and they go to our wastewater treatment plants, hopefully, but those plants aren't designed to degrade these pharmaceuticals. So they end up getting into our rivers and lakes and having impacts on the wildlife.
Wow. And so what are some of those effects that researchers have seen?
Well, it's really fascinating and sobering at the same time because these drugs are designed to have effects in our bodies and, help us with diseases and disorders or improve our well-being. And so they're very biologically active in our bodies. But because fish, birds, other wildlife are quite similar physiologically or biologically to humans, even the small amounts of pharmaceuticals that we use can affect fish reproduction, fish behaviors, survival. We know that drugs we take to control our lipids, for example, can change lipids in fish. We know that the hormones that we use to control our reproduction can control reproduction in fish. So there's a lot of similarities between our systems in terms of how pharmaceuticals can affect aquatic life.
And the report, one of the suggestions in the report is a call for more sustainable pharmaceuticals. What does that look like?
Well, this is an issue, it's a global issue that's going to take a village to solve. So you and I, we can make sure that any unused medications aren't flushed down the toilet or down the drain. They need to go back to the pharmacies for proper disposal. And we know local and federal governments need to ensure that wastewaters are treated using the latest technologies, because when we do that, when we treat them with the latest technologies, we can remove pharmaceuticals from the effluents. But as we develop new drugs, we need to really think much more about the environmental consequences of these drugs. So we want to make sure that drugs are designed to be benign. So that means that even though they're effective for treating whatever headaches or whatever other conditions we want to use them for, we want to put drugs on the marketplace that are less persistent in our environment, less harmful to our fish and other wildlife.
Is it difficult? Is it better to fix the problem at the head end, as it were, because if you can't do enough at the wastewater treatment plant end? Is that the case, or could you install? Are there limitations to what you could do at the wastewater treatment plants?
There are definitely. I mean, the wastewater treatment plants aren't designed to remove these kinds of contaminants. They're designed to remove, noxious things like ammonia. But the great news is that when you bring the latest technologies in to remove ammonia, you have a co-benefit of also removing pharmaceuticals. But as you said, it's much easier to solve this problem at the source, to make sure that we bring new pharmaceuticals onto the market that are greener, that are more sustainable, that don't impact, like antibiotics can impact bacteria that are really not quite important in our soils and water for food production and for water quality purification. So we want to make sure that we're not releasing pharmaceuticals to the environment that are having these kinds of harmful impacts.
Karen Kidd with McMaster University in Ontario, Canada. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.